see. Achilles, Greek hero born in Thessaly, son of Peleus and the goddess Thetis. When he was a baby, his mother dipped him in the Styx, making him invulnerable, save for his right heel by which she held him. Oh, that's where that comes from. Cool, I learned something. Let's see, what else can I learn today? Let's see. An aardwolf, nocturnal mammal inhabiting the plains of the East and South Africa. That's interesting. Huh. A useful educational tool and also the largest search engine in the world. I'm guessing it's probably Google. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. So I'm guessing if you're watching this video, probably know already a lot about Google and kind of how Google Drive works and how Google Docs work and all that good stuff. Well, today we're going to go through 6 different tips that you may not know about Google or Google apps that you can use in your classroom right away. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I just want to dive right on in. So we're going to head to the slides now. I'm sure many of you already know how to go through and create a Google form where students or parents can submit information into a Google form, and that provides you with a nice spreadsheet where you can go through and analyze the data. But if you consider creating a Google form that is for your students and your parents at the beginning of the year to provide critical contact information about those students, this would be a fantastic way to be able to get that information from your parents without actually having to go through Skyward and mine for that information. How many times have we gone through Skyward and found that an email doesn't work or a phone number doesn't work? This would be an excellent way to get the most up-to-date and most current information on students. So I would consider creating some text boxes where they can put in the last name of the student. I would consider adding the first name of the student, parent name, email address, and a phone number. This way you would have the most up-to-date information from parents. You could also do your standard student survey at the beginning of the year like this as well. Because what's nice is you're going to get that view of responses, and that view of responses is going to provide you with essentially a spreadsheet of all of the information that you need from your students. It might also be good to consider putting in information about, say, class periods or other pertinent information for your class. When we're ready to send the form, just simply click on Send Form, and this gives you a link that you can actually share with your parents or with your students. And then they can go and give that to their, give them a short URL, and then this will allow parents to be able to fulfill that survey. And then you'll be able to get the data and be able to get all the information, emails, phone numbers, etc. A quick and easy way to gather important communication data from your parents. I'm sure many of you already know how to create Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms. I'm sure you're also aware that students have access to their own Google Drive and have the ability to use their own Google tools as well. Well, one tool that you may not be aware of is that students can actually create their own maps, their own customized maps utilizing Google. These can be shared with a link that can be submitted on Canvas. The possibilities of creating assignments with this are endless. Thinking social studies, you could map out different battle sites during World War II. The students would just click on the marker, click a location, they would be able to type in what point of interest this is, and be able to type in some information or attach a picture that they find online or video commentary. They can do this in multiple locations on here as well, thus creating a nice and intriguing battle map for social studies. Or if you're thinking literature, many times in literature, characters are traveling from one location to another. They could consider doing that as part of an assignment. Or in science, different biomes, different locations throughout the world, different geographic features that would be important to science. The possibilities with this are truly endless and only inhibited by your imagination. Another lesser known tool that you can utilize for your class is Google Voice. Google Voice actually allows you to create a separate phone number from which you can contact students and parents without having to worry about them having your actual phone number. If you download the Google Voice app on your phone, it will allow you to make phone calls from your cellular phone utilizing your Google number. So that way they won't actually have your number and you don't have to worry about spamming or things like that. You may choose to call or text, and you can do that from your phone or from the Google Suite here. As you can see, I can text any number from my Google number. This will allow me to send out pertinent information to a variety of different stakeholders. I can see this becoming very handy for teachers who coach extracurricular activities like basketball, baseball, football, academics teams, things like that. Another great tool that can be used to get your classroom started or get your class going at the beginning of the day and to increase their 21st century learning skills is called a Google a Day. All you just do, just type in a Google a Day, search for it, and click. And what this will do is this creates a trivia challenge for your students to be able to go through, and you can see they get points for it. But if they don't know the answer, what this teaches them is how to actually utilize a search engine. Too many times they just copy and paste, and Google has specifically made questions to where they're probably not going to be able to find them with just a quick search. They're going to have to pick out key ideas here or key words to be able to search for them. So not only is this a neat little trivia challenge to kind of get the day going in the classroom, but it also provides some important 21st century skills. So for example, if they know it, it gives them a distinct advantage. If not, they do have to go through and do some searching, but that searching can be beneficial because, again, it teaches them that important skill on how to go through and utilize a search engine. Couldn't remember how to spell it. But you can see here, get some really neat points here. And you can actually utilize this as kind of a way to kind of keep track and maybe use a Google form where students submit how many points they get each day and have like a little contest for that beginning of the class, little icebreaker here. So again, just a neat way to kind of get them thinking and then also helping them utilize 21st century skills in the classroom to really help them grow and blossom as young students. Another great tool that can be used kind of as an introduction to class, and although this looks like it's primarily a way to introduce class in social studies or geography, any class that you want to teach a little bit of deductive reasoning in, this would be a great tool to use, and it's called GeoGuessr. What GeoGuessr does is it essentially puts you in a random location somewhere in the world. Your job is to try to guess geographically where are you located, anywhere in the world. So you can see it puts you kind of in a Google Street View, and you can rotate, navigate, look around, see what's available, and you have to use context clues, try to figure out where you are. So as I maneuver around, just to kind of get you an idea, I'm driving on the right-hand side of the road, so that kind of helps limit some of the geographic locations. I see a Pizza Hut, so that helps. I see a Target. That just might be Indianapolis for all I know. A Hobby Lobby, a Burger King. I wonder what country I am in. So again, just to give you an opportunity to utilize some context. Whoa, nice car. Gives you some context clues to see what's going on. You can actually, use other clues as well if you recognize street names. Sometimes there are street maps that kind of tell you where you're going or different geographic locations. But again, it's those context clues that help. I'm going to make a quick guess. Just because I think it's fun, I'm going to guess Indiana because I know we have Pizza Huts and Taco Bells and all that good stuff. So, I don't know. Let's go with Bloomington. And I'm going to make the guess. Oh, North Carolina. I was close. And then there are 5 rounds of this. So again, just a way to kind of introduce some deductive thinking skills on trying to figure out where you are geographically, and really a neat way to kind of get an intro to class, regardless of content area. The very last tip I want to show you is a way for students to be able to put together e-portfolios, websites. Again, using your imagination, I'm sure you can come up with many ideas on how to use this. But Google has their own feature where students can create their own websites. They would just need to be logged into their Google account, and then they would be able to search for Google sites. Here, a student can easily create a website for them to be able to put together an e-portfolio or put together a business model or a lab report or some type of term paper. Again, the possibilities here are endless. I'll type in lab report here. I can give it a URL, lab report, lamb. I don't know. Gives me an opportunity to select like a theme, notebook, and I just hit create, and it literally just creates a website for me where I can go and add content. Um, so again, this gives an opportunity for students to, again, work in 21st century skills by building their own website, and for you to put together a creative and unique way for students to be able to go through and build their own personal website.